What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing another trading update as well as an overall market update, and we're going to talk about whether or not you should be trading stocks during earnings season, whether you should buy before, after, what to look out for, and we're going to talk about some big name stocks as well that are reporting earnings this week and next week that have a heavy weight on the overall stock market, and what to look out for in terms of these companies. So before I do get into the topic of today's video, for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Stas, and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my personal philosophies and strategies when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So for those of you guys who want to learn more about that, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group. If you guys want to be in contact with me, in contact with our group, make sure to get into that Discord group chat because we're talking throughout the entire trading day. That's the best way to get in contact with me, talk about stocks, whatever you guys want to talk about, and network with everybody else that is in that group. We're at about 180 people in that group chat right now. And, it's pretty fun to be in there throughout the day, to be honest, guys. And I love, everyone being interactive in there. It's just absolutely great. So now let's talk about quickly what the overall markets are doing today before I talk about the one trade that I made today. Because today, it's about 2:15 when I'm recording this video, and I just ended up selling off my whole stake in DGAS. And this is the one trade that I took today, and I pretty much hit my profit goal today with just this one trade. So before I do talk about that, though, let's look at the overall market, starting off with the Dow Jones. We noticed that, the Dow Jones, as well as the other two markets, the NASDAQ and the S&P, they're in free fall mode right now. There's no signs of a reversal in sight in terms of the markets. We had a couple of green days here where we thought, this could be the time where it's reversing, but then we got rejected by the EMA, and it's been pushing down there ever since. And in terms of the support level at about 25,075 for the Dow Jones, that was broken beneath of yesterday and, heading into today. So, the Dow Jones, guys, it's like a falling knife right now. It's falling in price. No signs of a reversal in sight. It's down about 1%, $256 as of right now, 2:15 p.m., with about an hour and 45 minutes left in the market. So if we're looking at the S&P 500, same thing here, guys. It broke below the support of about 2730 here. Now it's in free fall mode. Once again, guys, it got rejected by the EMA here. This one's like a falling knife as well. It's downtrending in price without any signs of a reversal in sight. And overall, guys, with about an hour and 45 minutes left in the market, down about 45 points, down 1.67%. And now finally, if we look at the NASDAQ, guys, this one's down heavy today, down about 3%, down $202. And this one is looking like it's breaking below this support of the that was pretty much set when was this? About 2 weeks ago on October 10th. We bottomed off at about 69.50, and now we're breaking even further below that. We're at about 69.38 right now. So, guys, the markets are red. They've been falling over the past couple of weeks, and, there's no reversal in sight. So that's what we're looking at in terms of the, main markets, the Dow, S&P, and the NASDAQ. Now let's quickly talk about, DGAS, what I ended up doing in DGAS. And for those of you guys that have not been watching my recent videos, yesterday I was talking about how I got into DGAS initially at $14.07. I added more money at $14.24. Yesterday, I held through the pain today as we dipped below, where was that? So yeah, this was 2 days ago. We dipped below here, ended up taking my position here yesterday, right at 1407, shot up all the way to 1447. I might have taken the 1425 one here or here. Well, it doesn't really matter, but just know that I took two positions because I always scale into my position. So the initial one was 1407, the next one was at about 1425, and Today, I held through the pain. Pre-market hours, we dropped all the way to 1385, so I was red pre-market hours in terms of this trade. But the reason why I ended up holding, through that and, through the market open is because of the sign of reversal that DGAS was showing. And now that we can see that, the market's obviously played out for the whole day pretty much at this point, we noticed that, it reversed perfectly, right? We noticed the sell-off. So I realized there was a margin of profit, today for DGAS due to the drop in natural gas pre-market hours. We noticed pre-market hours, guys, DGAS was at about 14.86, right? And then it fell all the way down to about 13.86. So a whole dollar in price, DGAS fell pre-market hours. So that pretty much opened up this window that that it could potentially run through this window of profit 6% today. So, we started scaling up here pre-market hours. We opened up, bounced here, which was a very good sign because that was a higher low from the open at about 13.90. We kept pushing up in price. We broke above the EMA, broke above the 180 SMA, started riding it here, and then I ended up adding more money pretty much right here at about 14.35, and that's the end of my scaling in with the DGAS. And from there, guys, I built a strong position, right? And each position that I take, it's broken down into different increments. I'm not always doing 3 positions for my full swing trade, if you guys know what I'm saying. Sometimes I take positions in like 5 increments, 7 increments, sometimes 3 increments. It really just depends. This case right here, guys, 3 increments, right? 1407, 1425, and then 1435 right here. And I pretty much held throughout the rest of today, right? And I ended up just taking my profits at when natural gas was at about $3.16. Literally like 10 minutes ago, I literally took my profits on DGAS and I just started recording the video. And let me show you guys where I ended up taking my profits on natural gas. I drew a bunch of support levels here for natural gas. We broke up below this one, right? We broke below this one, broke below this one, broke below this one, and I was seeing some consolidation at this one here at about $3.16. We started pushing up, and I ended up taking my profits on DGAS at about like 316.9. You guys see the third decimal place there. 316.9 is when I ended up taking my position in terms of, or selling my position in terms of DGAS and how that correlated over to natural gas. And how that correlated over here to DGAS, guys, I ended up taking my position, or taking my my profits at $14.95. And this was a 4 to 5% trade. My average was at about, where's my average? My average was at about like 1430, I believe. So let's see, from 1430, guys, up to about where I took my profits at 1495. That was about a 4 to 5% overnight swing trade for DGAS, and that ended up giving me my profits today, my gold profits, on one trade. So, pretty much, guys, as of now, I'm done for the day. But I want to talk about, what other stocks to be keeping an eye on with their earnings and whether or not you should be trading stocks during earnings reports. So what stocks to keep an eye out for? One is Microsoft, because I'm pretty sure they're reporting their earnings after today, right? After the market closes today. Tesla, AMD, right? Apple, Google, Amazon, Facebook. I say these 7 stocks are the big stocks to be keeping an eye on, especially Apple, especially Microsoft, especially Google, and especially Amazon. These are, I didn't say Amazon before, but Amazon is another one to be keeping an eye on, obviously, because it's one of the biggest companies in the world. So these 4 companies, guys, the big 4 companies, you all know what they are. These companies are going to have a heavy weight on the overall stock market. So I've been talking about in a couple of videos that we want to see what these companies report in terms of their earnings, really to guide out what the economy and what the future outlook for the next quarter and for the next year is going to be looking like for the stock market. And what to look out for, guys, is strong sales numbers. Oops, sorry, my phone's going off. Oh, it's the group chat. We're talking right now. But yeah, what to look out for is the growth in revenue, right? You want to see how much cash reserves these companies have, especially the big 4 companies, because, if the stock market does end up pushing down in price, it does end up crashing, the stocks start selling off, cash reserves, are going to help companies out tremendously in times of need. That's why I believe Apple, since they have a ridiculous amount of cash, they're obviously going to get hit pretty hard during the next recession, but I believe they're going to make out well due to the abundance of cash. The companies that are going to get killed are companies that are in massive debts going into the recession, right? That's just not something that's very good, right? Obviously. So, make sure to watch out for those companies, and whether or not you should be trading stocks, guys, during earnings, it's a very risky thing. I personally wait until after the company reports their earnings, see where their guidance is, see how the numbers are looking, right, in terms of revenues, sales, profits, their debts, the cash, all that different stuff. You want to see where that is at, and then especially the guidance, guys, and especially the growth over the next quarter, over the next year, before investing in the company, right? This is something that a lot of people gamble on, right? A lot of people take positions before earnings, right? And then they get killed when the stock moves down 10% because, for the most part, when a company reports their earnings, usually you get to see what the stock is doing after market hours. For example, when Netflix reported their earnings, a couple of weeks ago, or this was last week, I believe, that stock shot up like 15% after market hours. So this would have been a good example of potentially playing them as an earnings play. But what we saw the next day, guys, is that stock tanked, right? It's tanked all the way back down. So, all those gains were erased, and now we see Netflix is all the way to $310. That's why it's always just important to wait till after they report their earnings and seeing how the stock reacts to those earnings. So today, guys, Microsoft is going to be a massive company to look out for, and this is one that I'm potentially eyeing up as a swing trade if they do report solid earnings, because right here, guys, the stock is down another 3.3% today, pretty much just because the overall markets are down, but from $104 up to previous highs of 116, that's an 11% profit margin, right? So if obviously the stocks in the stock market could continue to sell off over the next couple of weeks due to all the fear in the markets, and once the earnings season passes us, that is when I believe the markets are going to settle down a little bit, and we might end up pushing back up from there. So that's why I'm just keeping a really close eye on the earnings, and especially for Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and what's the other one? Google, because these four have the strongest weight on our stock market. It's just a fact, guys. Look at the market caps, right? These market caps are massive, and when these stocks have good earnings and they potentially go up in price afterwards, that's going to send up a ton of other stocks as well, because we all know that stocks rely on Amazon and Apple to go up. Well, they don't really rely, but a lot of stocks just go up when Apple and Amazon go up, or Google and Microsoft, right? So, in terms of trading stocks, I would definitely wait before the earnings report, especially if there's some doubts about the company, especially if there's, some worries about that company. I would definitely wait until after the earnings report before trading those stocks. So today, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. I got in and out of DGAS, overnight swing trade, got my profits there. We're seeing Netflix is getting crushed right now. It's down another 7%. I do see this stock maybe going back to 300 to 250. This is something that, in my personal opinion, was in store for Netflix stock due to it being really overvalued in my books. What else? Facebook down under 150 again. Might end up picking up some more shares of Facebook. I'm going to wait again till after their earnings report, see what the guidance is looking like, see what all of that is looking like before taking another position in Facebook, because this is my longer term, this is my longer term portfolio for those of you guys that don't know. And, AMD going to be very big today because they either report earnings today or tomorrow, I believe. Let's see here. Yep, today. So I'm very, very excited to see in about 2 hours we'll know what AMD does, and from there we'll be able to trade it potentially in the next coming days or in the next 1 to 2 weeks. So, earnings, guys, be cautious what you are doing out there. Trust me. Read up on earnings, guys. Read up on what these stocks and these companies are reporting in their earnings before trading the stocks, because you can get burned, right? It's just a gamble at that point. So make sure to do your homework. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, leave leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter, and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group. All of those are linked down below in the description box. And make sure to do your own research before investing and trading in the stock market. Do not buy or sell based off of my opinion or anybody else's opinion out there, because that's not how you're going to become a self-sufficient trader and an investor over time, which is the whole entire idea and goal of this channel, and for me uploading to you guys every single day. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, found some value in it. Let's make some money today. Peace out.